Welcome once again to our Orange Power podcast. Casey Kendrick along with the head coach of the Oklahoma State Cowgirls, Coach Jacie Hoyt. And Coach, our second show, and coming off a good win. We're going to talk about this last week and continue kind of where we left off. But, you know, in all, another tough road game, a good home win. It's been another good week for you guys.
It has. It's been a really good week.
So let's talk about your first game at Kansas. You know, it's one of those games, Coach, that you knew that it was going to be a tough matchup. Kansas kind of woke up just prior to you guys going up there, got their first win against Baylor. And this team is built well. I mean, they're built better than their record, and you guys knew that and had that respect going in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, they were just coming off a win over Baylor, who is, I think, ranked maybe – what were they ranked? Fourth?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they were ranked fourth in the country, and so obviously they're feeling good and they're staying at home. And then of course, their roster. I mean, a lot of fifth-year players that have just played together for 5 full years and know what it takes to win. And I thought that was really kind of the difference down the stretch, was just them, you know, making plays when it mattered most, and us really falling short in that area.
You guys got Tiana Jackson in foul trouble, and I thought you did a good job of controlling the paint, doing some good things when she was out of there. And we talked about this already once in other forums, but you guys had a 4-point lead, and I said, you know, you were able to, you know, get that lead with her on the bench. But your take was, it probably should have been bigger, though. Should have made more out of that, because she's such a huge absence when she was on the bench.
Right. I mean, she's a future pro, you know. I mean, she's really good, one of the best shot blockers in the country, and in that Baylor win, she had 27 points. So she is a huge presence for them, and I felt that we did need to capitalize a little bit more while she was out of the game. And you know, I felt in control the majority of the game, had that lead, but I really never felt like we were playing really well. Yeah. And so I do wish that we could have, you know, taken advantage of that time that she was on the bench a little bit more. But we didn't, and we learned from it.
Yeah, you know, when she did return, you still won the third quarter by 3 points. And that has been a quarter that's not been your quarter, right? We've talked about that a lot, but you turned it around. You won it by 3. You extended the lead with her back. So now you're up by 7. That fourth period, though, Coach, 1 for 9 beyond the arc, shot 33% or so. They were hitting everything. And, you know, this game really does come down sometimes to just hitting shots or not. It's not like you were taking horrible shots. They just weren't going. And they weren't taking wide open shots, but they were going. And so, you know, the combination of that's called basketball.
It is, and those are just those hard lessons that you have to learn. And, you know, like you said, I thought that we had some really costly turnovers that hurt us, that led to easy points for them and kind of gave them some momentum. But then to their credit, they made really tough shots. You know, sometimes you go back and you look at your defense and you dissect it and you beat yourself up and, you know, see all the areas you could have been better. I didn't feel that after the game. In watching film, I just thought to myself, man, they just made really tough shots, and we didn't make some of the easy shots, and that's the difference in winning and losing. You
know, and sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the other team. They found a way to get it done. They were a team that was desperate, and they found another victory for themselves. You know, it's interesting, Coach, something we haven't talked about at all is now that we have the number of teams that we do have, you're not going to play everybody twice, right? So you may only get, in this instance, you only get Kansas once. So there's your one chance to have any kind of a tiebreaker or opportunity to stay ahead of them. You will have some too, Tech, Oklahoma, some of those other teams. It's interesting. I don't know if you guys think about it at all and change the emphasis, because every game's important, but sometimes, boy, if you only get one chance against a team, you got to find a way, right?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have that mindset. Hey, this is the one shot that we've got, and you know, you want to find obviously ways to win every game, but it is a little bit different when you just play them once, but it kind of goes the opposite way. You know, if you beat if you beat a team, then you're like, okay, we don't have to play them again. Right. You know, I mean, it works both ways. It hurts really bad when you lose, of course, but then when you win, it's like a little bit even feels better just because you know that you don't have to see that team again.
Yeah, I'm done with them, right? And we don't have to worry about that setup anymore. Okay, so then you have to shake it off to get ready for the I don't even know if that's right.
That was pretty good. You nailed it. You nailed it.
You guys had Swifty Night against BYU, our first ever time to play them as a conference foe, and it started with just a fun night and a fun theme.
It was super fun. Just shout out to our marketing team, all of our content creators. I thought just executed a really great idea in the best way possible. And I mean, it was kind of a silly thing, but to be honest, we actually talked a little bit about Taylor Swift and just the impact and the role model that she is, and just kind of used her as a reminder to our team that, hey, we lost a game, okay, but we have an opportunity to come back here and impact some little girls that are going to be in the stands that maybe wouldn't normally be there, and take advantage of that. And I really challenged them with that, and I mean, they just responded wonderfully.
It was good, and obviously your kids did respond extremely well. Hats off to your marketing team, but hats off to your tailor. Where on earth did you come up with that jacket?
Well, anyone who has followed the Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce relationship, knows that on Saturday when the Chiefs won.
Congratulations
and they're
to you.
still playing. No, Taylor wore the custom-made jacket with his jersey that was cut up, and I had a Travis Kelce jersey that was too big for me. That I bought it for the Super Bowl one year just because I needed to have it, but it was too big, and so I was just thinking, I was like, I could put this to use and match it with like my typical game day look with the blazer. And Sierra Bone on our staff, she is the most creative person I know, and she just like has this ability to put this vision together. So I gave her the jersey, I gave her the blazer, and I don't think she slept the night before the game because I gave it to her the day before, and she put this awesome outfit together for me, and it was great.
That being done in-house makes that story even better.
Oh, yeah.
That is awesome.
It was totally in-house. In fact, I didn't even have it until I showed up for the game.
That
it was that
is
close
hysterical.
to time.
That's great stuff right there. Obviously, that was good, but boy, your team's play was outstanding as well. You guys came out and just really took it to them. Now, it was fairly close for the first half, but you ended the first half on a 20-2 run.
Yes, I was really proud of our girls and their response, because going back to that Kansas game, that loss really hurt for a lot of reasons. And I felt on Monday, just looking at their faces, I could feel the hurt, I could see the hurt, I could see the doubt. And we talked a lot about just our mindset and our thoughts and taking control over those thoughts. And I saw a different team. I saw a different team in that BYU game, and they responded wonderfully. It wasn't just the offense, it was the defense, it was the rebounding, it was everything.
And in this game, well, first of all, I was talking about Quincy Noble. She matched a career high, ended up with 30 points. You had Anna Gret with 8 assists, one shy of a career high. And you had, Staley doing what she does, and Hannah played big, and Lior had double-digit points. And you held their stud, who's got 16-16 average to 10-10, got her double-double. But so it was another one of those team wins for you guys. But Quincy Noble, she was on fire.
Quincy was special. She, you'll hear me talk about this a lot, but as a coach, when you get seniors, or in her case, fifth-year players that know that their time is running out, some of them, the good ones, they just get this kind of look in their eye. And Quincy has had that look. Honestly, she had that look at Kansas. And she played really well there as well. I feel like she's been playing really well for us in general. But she just has this look right now that is hungry. It's urgent. And boy, she put on a show.
Well, she did. And again, some of it was just by her ability to put it on the deck and go. Some of it was really good passing too. The kids hit your girls hitting her in stride at the rim, and it just worked out really well. So again, just a terrific night, a big win over Baylor, or over BYU. I say that every time I see the BYU logo. It's 82-50 was the final. Now, one quick thing about that, Coach, you were still pressing late, up big. Was that a product of finishing? Because I know you're not someone who's going to try to win by 60. If you're going to get other kids in. But I thought the determination was longer with your normal rotation than it would be in that situation. Is that just a remnant of the Kansas game and maybe other games?
It is. I mean, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. And I felt, in that Kansas game, we didn't finish the fourth quarter. Third quarters have kind of been a little bit of an issue. And so it was a mindset. I felt that our team needed to just go out there and kick some butt. I mean, that's the PG way of saying it.
And you did.
But I needed that. The season is so long, and momentum is so important, and confidence is so important. And BYU is a really, really good team. I think it's important, to note that it's not like BYU is just this really sorry team that was down in the dumps. We beat a really, really good team. I was really on edge leading up to that game because I respect them so much. I mean, we're talking about a team that is top 5 in the country in three-point shooting. They have the best rebounder in the country, like you said. And so I felt like we needed just a real statement win after taking a tough loss. And it was nothing against BYU or anything. It was just more about us and what we needed to carry into the next game.
Interesting, too. Of course, Coach T, Latricia Trammell, is our color commentator, head coach of the Dallas Wings. It was interesting. She said to me one of the things that she really liked about what you did in that particular ball game is, when you're up 30 and there's 3, 5, 7 minutes left, I mean, obviously the game can kind of just take care of itself. It can go on cruise control. Lots of coaches will sit down. And she goes, that is my pet peeve. I hate it when coaches sit down and let the game go on. You've got to continue to coach, and especially when the young kids come in. Right. I don't think you ever sat down that whole time. I saw Travis, I saw Kelce right there in front of me the whole time. So, I mean, you were coaching those young kids and all the way through the end like you were down by 3 rather than up large. And, again, that's part of that mindset.
Well, it's just an obligation I feel that I have to coach our team every second, every minute that I possibly can. So whether it's our bench players, our walk-ons, our starters, I'm going to approach it that we're trying to be the best that we can. And I tell our team every day or every game, 42 minutes. The game is 40 minutes. We talk about playing a little bit after the whistle. Okay, so we say 42 minutes. But I'm not going to challenge them to play 40 or 42 minutes and then I'm not coaching them for that amount of time. And, we experimented a little bit in the fourth quarter. I don't know that anyone really noticed, but we tried to see if we could get Praise and Hannah in at the same time. And so while we started the fourth quarter in a press, we were doing some things that we've never done and played some people that we haven't played. And I can't say that experiment went very well, but it's you're always looking for ways to learn and grow and help your players learn.
Well, and those are the opportunities to do it. And yes, we did notice, and here's why: if Praise had been on and Hannah checks in, or Hannah's in and Praise checks in, when they both check in together, which they did, you can't miss those two going to the scores table. Right. So we were able to see that they went in at the same time and obviously did some things. So now let's talk about this week. You got Texas. They are without Rory Harmon, and maybe they took a day to get their sea legs under them, but they turn around and beat Kansas their next time out, and they beat them soundly. So they've figured that out a little bit. That's going to be a really tough challenge coming in here on Saturday.
Texas is the best Texas that I think I've seen in a long time, even without Rory. They've got one of the best freshmen in the country. Obviously, they just have a tremendous amount of size all the time. Physical, I mean, it's Texas. You've got to be at your best, and I'm excited to get to my scout meeting after this so that we can, talk about what that's going to look like. But I mean, they've been in the top 10 all season long for good reason, and that's honestly with or without Rory. They're a really good team.
And then you guys turn around, go on the road to Cincinnati between now and the next meeting, and that'll be the first Big 12 meeting we've had with Cincinnati, and another interesting challenge, another road challenge. And these new teams in the conference, I mean, it's challenging in a different way, just not really being familiar with, their coaches or their style.
And just being on the road in general is always really tough. But we got to focus on Texas first.
And Alumni Day Saturday.
Yes. Saturday is Alumni Day, and can't wait just to get as many people back as possible. And it was a great time last year having them here, and we're going to do some special things for them after the game that I'm looking forward to.
Good stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun starting on Saturday. The Cowgirls, 2 o'clock, taking on Texas. Coach, always best of luck. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys tuning in. For Coach Hoyt, I'm Casey Kendrick. We'll see you guys next time on the Orange Power Podcast.